Let's talk about getting you a flood of patients into your chiropractic clinic. That's what I'm going to walk you through in this video, specifically 3 tips that will help you do just that. So stick with me for the next few minutes and let's dive in. Hey, Yuri, Elkaim here, founder and CEO of Healthpreneur. We help health practitioners fill and scale their practices by working smarter, not harder. And in this video, I'd like to walk you through 3 tips that will help you do just that. So I'm going to shift over to the iPad, and I'm going to walk you through a three-prong approach. This is not the international peace sign, although I mean it is, but that's not the point of what we're doing here. So when it comes to marketing, first and foremost, what is marketing? Marketing has a number of definitions, but I want to simplify it for you. If we think of marketing as, let's put it this way, okay? You have marketing and you have sales, okay? So marketing really is everything on this side of the line, and it's everything that someone is going to read, see, hear from you before they cross the line and have a conversation with you about potentially working with you. So on this side of the line, we can call this the initial appointment, the consult, the discovery call, whatever you call that initial appointment with a prospect. Everything leading up to that is marketing. Sales is what happens in that conversation. Now, as you can see, and probably I haven't even done this justice, to be honest with you, marketing, I believe, should be 95% of the equation, because the better you market, the less you have to sell. If the goal of marketing is to get somebody to come into your world, into your clinic, into your community, and be pre-qualified, pre-sold, and already know much about you and how you operate. Maybe they even know your life story by the time they're speaking with you. Because when that happens, you don't have to do any convincing or arm twisting, because the marketing has done all the education for you. So with that said, how do we create that in our business, right? How do we do that in such a way that is valuable? It's not pushy, because there's a lot of health professionals that have issues with sales, obviously with marketing as well. And I want you to just think differently about that, because marketing really is education. It's building value, it's adding goodwill, it's building value, it's building relationships, either in person or virtually or through information that moves people closer to doing business with you. So there's really 3 approaches here, 3 things that we have to have in place. Number 1 is we need to be present. Okay, so this is number 1, is we have to be present. And what that means is we have to be in front of them. We have to be top of mind, because if they're thinking, as an example, I play a lot of tennis, and right now, my right lumbar, so my erector spinae, I think, are a little bit tight from a lot of the backhand twisting and so forth. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, I should go see my chiropractor, right? But he's away for a little bit. So now I'm thinking, do I just wait this out? Do I do some soft tissue stuff? Do I jump on the foam roller or the cross ball? Do a bunch of active, type of stretching? I can do all that stuff. But here's the thing, is while I'm on the internet, if I came across another chiropractor in my area who somehow came into one of my feeds on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube or Google and started adding value to me, talking about 3 top stretches for back issues, or, here's how we do things in our clinic, here's our philosophy to chiropractic, and she was very proactive with that. Now I'm like, that's really cool, because most clinics are not doing proactive marketing. And the reason for that is because most of their patients coming through word of mouth. So they kind of they sit on their laurels, and they're successful in spite of the fact that their business is built on things that are outside of their control. But I want to give you control back here, because listen, I think COVID has really shown us that if you don't have control over your business, you're one pandemic away from going out of business. And I never want that to happen to you. So first, we have to be present. We have to be top of mind in your audience's world. Now, if we're going to be in their presence, well, what are we going to do? Are we just going to make promotions and offers all the time? No, we have to be helpful. And so this is the second piece. We need to be helpful, because if we're helpful, that is the ultimate present for our audience. What does helpful mean? Well, it means content, sharing your expertise, sharing your knowledge, understanding who is my perfect patient, what are they going through, what problems do they have, what frustrations, what else have they tried, what's worked, what hasn't, what do they want solved now, and how can I put stuff in front of them that relates to that. And that gives them some really interesting insights about how they can get better based on that situation. So that's about being helpful. And the more help you can provide, it gives you an excuse to be more present to them. Let's use email as an example. We ask a lot of our practitioner clients when we first start working together, hey, just out of curiosity, how often do you email your email list if they have one, first and foremost? And a lot of times it's like, oh, I don't. Or it's once a month or once a week. Or maybe there's no rhyme or reason to what they're doing email-wise. And my thinking is, okay, why not? Well, I don't know what to send them, or I don't want to piss them off, or, I just don't know what to write. And that's totally fine. But the reality is that if you have helpful things to share with people, that's an excuse to constantly be in front of them. Because the only reason people would get upset with you, and even if they do, who cares, is if you're just shoving stuff down their throat that is just like, buy my stuff, do this, do that. But if you come with a helping hand, it gives you reason to be in front of them more often. All right. Now that's the second piece. But here's the challenge. In order to make the most sense of being helpful and putting your content and expertise in front of people and being present in front of them, the challenge nowadays is that a lot of these social platforms are pay-to-play platforms. What that means is, I've mentioned this in several other videos, is Facebook, which by the way owns Instagram, 3 billion plus users, has stated that 2% of your Facebook followers will see anything you post on your page. So that means if you've got 1,000 followers, only 20 of them are going to see anything. That's depressing. So you could have the most amazing stuff and you want to be present in front of them, but if they don't see it, it doesn't matter. And so we have to have the mindset of being willing to pay to play. And I think this is super important because the reality is, let's just throw some colors in here, shall we? So be present, be helpful. So as I'm coloring here, hopefully you're enjoying my drawings. The reality is, you have a business, if you own a brick and mortar, that you're paying a good amount of money for on a monthly basis. Think of lease, think of equipment, think of insurance, think of everything else. But for some reason, when it comes to the internet, I don't know why, a lot of people think they can do everything for free. And I think that's the wrong mindset to have, because there's two ways of growing a business. You can go the free route or you can pay. And the free route means you're going to do everything yourself, because you can't hire anyone to do anything because you're not going to pay them, right? So you do everything yourself and you use nothing other than sweat equity to do it. And you can certainly get there. And I built my first company doing that. It took me 7 years to crack $1 million. I would never recommend it. But the problem is, again, it takes forever, right? And you have better things to do with your time. So we have to be willing to pay to play, because here's the beautiful thing about Facebook as an example. Let's say you have a really helpful 3 to 5 minute video on the best exercises for back pain. You put that up on Facebook, you put $15 to $20 behind it every single day in front of your exact audience within a 5 to 10 mile radius of your clinic. Now, those people are going to see that 24/7 until you decide to turn it off if you ever want to. That content is super helpful. People are going to like it, comment, and share it, which means it's going to have an element of virality that's going to get seen by more people than you're even paying for. And now people know about your clinic, they know about you, and there's going to be some kind of call to action to maybe book an appointment. And so when you're able to do that, you don't have to worry about cranking out 1,000 pieces of blog content that never gets seen. Like, you just need a couple pieces of content that you put a little bit of money behind, and you can use Facebook as your blog. You can use Facebook as your YouTube channel just by putting a little bit of money behind it and letting it go to work. And it's a very, very simple process. And it's something that we help all of our clients do as soon as they start working with us, because the beautiful thing that you have that I hope you never discount is your knowledge and expertise. You are more than what you do with your hands. I want you to know that, because you have things that you can share with people like this that is going to make a difference in their health. And all it comes down to is, okay, how can I be helpful? And am I willing to put a little bit of money behind this helpful content so that I can be present in front of my ideal audience all the time? That's the name of the game, right? And so that is how you create a flood of patients coming into your practice over time, because you've created local celebrity, you've added goodwill, you're constantly present in front of them, and that is how you control your destiny. You don't rely on maybe people walking in or out. You know that if you do this and do that, you're going to have a good flow of people coming in. Listen, if you like this and you'd like to take the next step and possibly have a conversation with us about what this could look like in your business, then I'd like to be of service to you. If you so choose, we offer a free consult called a practice growth session, which is a 45-minute conversation. We'll jump on the phone with you and really get a good understanding of where you are, where you want to go, what are some of the roadblocks or obstacles standing in your way. And based on that, we'll look at, well, what's the best game plan for your situation? And if that's something of interest to you, then there should be a link around this video that you can click. Go over there now. You'll be asked a few questions about your business, and then you can book in a time to schedule your call. Just so we're clear, this is for practice owners. So if you own your own practice, you've been in business for several years, you're excellent at what you do, and you are willing to take ownership of the marketing in your business. If you're looking for someone else to just hand this off to, by all means, good luck. I would never recommend outsourcing the marketing to an agency. You as the owner, as the chief communication officer of your business, which is what you are, that's what marketing is. You need to take ownership of that. You have to understand how to communicate to your audience or with your audience in a way that they feel understood so that they're more likely to see you as the best solution for their problems and desires. And that's something that we can help you do very quickly and very effectively. And if you'd like our help, it all starts with a free practice growth session. And again, if you'd like our help beyond that, we can certainly talk about what that would look like. And if not, no hard feelings, we part as friends, it's all good. So anyways, click the link below, schedule your time in right now. And I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, give it a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Lots more great stuff to help you fill and scale your practice. I'm Yuri Elkaim. Thanks so much for your time and attention today, and I'll see you soon.